just want to talk something about that. And how many times do you encounter those Korean mom and dad who give handout? Come to my church and hand out to H Mart. You know what I'm saying? One time I tried to. I just tell them I'm a Buddhist monk. They try to convert me. I just don't understand. So like one time in Korea, I was sitting in the subway, right, and then there was a grandma sitting next to me, and then she was looking at me, and then. Like that. Okay, I thought she was Buddhist Bosalim, one of the Buddhist lay women. And then, so I had, that's very nice of her, blah, blah, whatever. But then, she was about to exit. And then she gave me some kind of something, some kind of gift or something to me. So I thought, and then it has candy inside, So grandma, they love to give candy. So I thought, wow, what a nice gesture. So I accept the gift, and then for the next, 2 stops, I start praying for her, okay? May her be prosperous and healthy, and live a long life and all that. So I was praying for her, and then I opened it, and they said, "Come to our church." And then I'll give you candy, and then come to our church. So I was I feel betrayed. I want to take it back, my prayer, So, and then, right. And, the last week, we celebrate the Buddha's birthday, and the Joge Order, one of the senior master, in Joge Order, he had a very interesting and important message. This message was about learning to be harmonious and being able and learning to respect each other's religion. And he said that the certainty of your own particular faith should never be a tool to attack another faith. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just because you are very certain about your own religion, it should never be a tool, like a weapon, and going out and attacking other, faith, And I thought that was such a beautiful message, and such a sacred teachings about any religious traditions. That should never be a tool to hurt your neighbor. So that was a very beautiful message. And when we are respecting and when we recognize each other's goodness, only then we will truly attain peace on earth. So, but I just want to go over a couple of things. And they often say, if you do not believe Jesus, you will go to hell, right? And then they will threaten you, right? Your mom, your friends, especially the son of evangelical parents, your friends will come and say, "Oh, I believe in God," and then guess what? You'll go to hell, blah, 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 okay? And then what do you say? Yay! Don't worry. I'd rather go to hell if I have to be with you eternally. No. You can say that, well, we go to Pure Land. We go to Buddhist Pure Land, You go to your own heaven, and I go to Buddhist Pure Land. Right? You can say that. Yeah. So what? And then, okay, so, and another thing, some other questions. The assumption that you will go to heaven because you believe, right? You believe that Jesus Christ was the Redeemer, right? Savior, blah, blah, blah. So it's all about what? Belief. Especially Protestant. Not so much Catholic Church, but in Protestant, it's centered around whether you believe or not. What that means is that what you do, what you actually carry out, it doesn't have. It's not so much centrally value. In other words, what ended up happening is that they, just by having a faith, you are saved. But in Buddhism, we are teaching differently. That is, it's not just about what you believe. It is also about what you do, right? So a lot of time action speaks louder than what people say. So so typically they ask, like this is another question. Typical question is, God created the universe, and then Buddha was human being, right? So who created Buddha? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like God created the universe, and who created Buddha? Of course, God created Buddha. That's what they're trying to claim. In other words, they are trying to relegate the Buddha to the status of just a mere human being. However, if you really do understand the Buddhist teaching, the gods, we do have a lot of gods in Buddhism. Look at that. There are so many gods, like a lot of gods. Okay? And they do have ability to create their own universe. Okay? If you are entering into certain, if you are fortunate enough to be born in a higher realm, and you have enough karmic merit, then you'll be able to imagine something, and then whatever you imagine, it just appears to you. So you can create your own universe. However, the thing is, that universe itself will not last forever. That universe itself is also impermanent. Okay? That's the Buddhist truth. So you may live a long time, very, very long time. However, there is always end to that. So even Buddha, taught that in teaching. So keep that in mind. Try to put that into context. Okay. I realized what I wanted to say in relation to that is, if you are so certain about something, do you need to go out and claim? Do you need to go out and tell everyone? In other words, if you are so certain that you are male, or if you are so certain that you're female, do you need to go out and say, I'm a male, I'm male, or I'm female? Do you say that? No, because why? You are so certain. However, Christian brother and sister, they will go out and make that claim, over and over and over again. And I sometimes wonder why. And if you are so certain, why do you need to do that? Maybe perhaps because they're fearful. Maybe they are not as sure. So think about that. It's sort of like another side. Okay, that was enough about Christianity. Whenever I say something, anything related to that on my Facebook or Twitter, I always get a couple of responses from my Christian followers, and I feel really bad. And I do respect them. I really do see beauties in Christianity. I just have problems with some of the real hardcore fundamentalists who are fearless that they are attacking Buddhists. I feel a lot of, especially young children, they are without any kind of knowledge. So I just wanted to share that. Okay, the last 5 minutes, I just want to talk to our young people. A couple of things. Okay, about your career. Okay, like some Asian moms, especially Tiger Asian moms.